The Civilization 7 gameplay showcase is upon us, and it is time to talk about the features I would love to see changed from the previous Civilization game to Civ 7. Now, with that said, no, this is not one of those clickbait titles where I promise you never seen before screenshots or a developer speaks out or new infos. This is just Civilization 6 where we talk about some of the features which have to change. And more importantly, afterwards, I would love to know what you think of some of the features which need to be changed. Let me know down below in the comments. But as always, please be civilized. Now, with that said, let's talk about diplomacy. I know diplomacy sounds a little bit weird from an outside perspective when that is the first time you hear about it and you think, wait, do we really have to talk about a menu? I mean, you were going into that menu to declare war, friendships, and that's it. Well, yes, there are definitely people who are using that diplomacy menu like that, but a lot of people like to actually do much more with it. So with that said, let's jump into diplomacy. And diplomacy is really important because it gives you all the information you need about the leader you're working with, or well, most of the information that is. And you can do a lot here, but I think there is still room for improvement. And the first thing which definitely has to be improved are the leaders. Civilization 7 feels like one of the worst games when it comes to how the leaders are actually acting to what is happening on the world stage. And one of the reasons for that is the agendas. Agendas got introduced with Civ 6, and they first sounded pretty great on paper, right? Like they would have an open agenda where you always knew what you were dealing with, and then they have a hidden agenda where you have to guess kind of what their deal is. And at the beginning, it was pretty simple. You were going to a wiki page, and you always knew immediately what their second hidden agenda was. But the problem with that was that some of those leaders had agendas which actually contradicted themselves. I think it was the USA where they basically had two agendas of do not attack anyone on your own continent and attack people who are doing something evil, right? And so they sometimes were in this moment where somewhere on their continent were doing something really bad. And so the AI was just breaking because they couldn't decide for themselves if they want to intervene or if they don't, right? And yes, they fixed all that, and now the agendas are more like a guideline than really something they're acting on all the time. But it's still not great. We still have those moments where you are just sitting in front of your computer and you go, what was that? Why did you just do that? That makes no sense whatsoever. Even if you were going in the overview menu and you take a look at like, okay, what happened with my friends or with my enemies, and then you just see green numbers all the time, and that leader has just declared war to you nonetheless. And it's like, wait, what? What? Why? Why would you do that? Your agenda makes no sense in that regard. Your decision makes no sense in that regard. You have no army to boost. You are a small nation 3 continents away. Why did you just do that? Right. And that is, I think, like one of the biggest problems we have with the leaders right now. And they really have to do a huge rework on the AI because right now in Civ 6, it's more like a checklist. And there are so many things which are happening on the map, which I have sometimes the feeling the checklist is not checking on. So we are then ending up in just the AI deciding to do nothing till it is too late, and then they're getting steamrolled by you or by other leaders, and it just feels weird. Now, with that said, we really have to talk about the things on how you can interact with the AI through diplomacy, right? We are now on the diplomacy menu here, and I can do quite a bit of things. I can declare friendship, I can denounce them, I can declare surprise war, can make deals, demands, promises, and so on and so forth. So we already have quite a bit of interactions. But if you are splitting up those interactions into good interactions and bad interactions, you realize very quickly that on the good side of things, you have actually quite a bit, right? You have quite a bit of things you can do with the AI so that you are on a net positive. Like you can make some deals, right? You can even later on have contracts for research and all that. You can have military alliances and so on and so forth. Like there's a lot you can just say, okay, I want to have a positive interaction with one of the leaders in Civ 6. But when you're looking at what can I do when it comes to negative interactions with somebody, there's not much. Like the worst thing you can do is denounce somebody. Ooh, strong words. And then the next step is war. All out war. And it's like, why do we not have a few steps in between that? Right? We have now seen other games doing exactly that, where you can actually say, okay, you know what? You are treading on my land uninvited. I don't like that, especially your settler, which is trying to capture that last little free land on my side. I want to attack that, but without declaring war. I think that would be pretty nice to have millennials doing that, where you can basically attack other units when they're on neutral territory. Of course, that doesn't make you friends, right? That is still something bad you are doing, but it's still a far cry from declaring an all out war. Or what I would love to see is some other things like just saying, okay, you know what? I will now stop merchants to come in, right? I will put like stops on the street or will make it so that they cannot reach your harbor anymore. And with that, you would not get the money or the resources from the merchants coming in. There would also be an interaction, which would probably make the AI pretty furious, and there is a pretty high chance that they are now declaring war on you, or other people would denounce you for what you were doing. But it's still a huge difference between war and just treating them badly, right? I want more actions when it comes to interact with a leader without declaring war. And I think that's one of the big things they really have to change. I like the information you are already getting. I think this is like one of the best menus they have ever done when it comes to giving you the information over time on what are you looking at, what are you like interacting with when you are talking to another leader. And this is definitely something I want to see again. Like the amount of information is great. I still remember Civ 5, where you most of the time just had to guess why somebody was pissed at you or why somebody was friendly at you, right? They have definitely improved on that. But now what I want to see improved is the interaction with a leader. Give me more diplomatic options. But with that said, we are already at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like. And also, if you're new to the channel, you want to see more Civ videos, which are coming out now on a weekly basis till the upcoming gameplay reveal by the end of August, please don't forget to leave a sub and also let me know what you think. With that said, thank you so much for watching. I see you next time. Stay safe.